So you just found out that you're going to be conducting virtual sales presentations a little bit longer. The world of Zoom or Microsoft Teams is at an all-time high. Everyone is used to, in some shape, form, or capacity, having a virtual presentation, having a virtual meeting. However, not everyone is effective at delivering these virtual meetings. When it comes to delivering a sales presentation and trying to engage your prospects to purchase your product or service or to move forward in your sales process, your virtual presentations are the most important presentations you're going to make. How do you do those effectively? I'm sure by now you have seen virtual presentations that have been done horribly wrong. Bad lighting, bad audio, bad internet, people not understanding how technology works. The list goes on and on. The world of virtual presentations is what conference calls was a few years ago, where am I on mute? Can you hear me? Can you put your phone on mute? All the problems that came with virtual or with conference calls that still exist today. So today we're going to dive into the big problem of virtual presentations. And this is going to be a two-part blog series. We're going to cover 5 things that you can implement to have a strong virtual presentation, and we'll pick up the next 5 next week. So here's the 5 keys that you're going to need to use to have a strong virtual sales presentation. After all, you can't sell your product or service if your presentation sucks. You can't sell your product or service if your virtual presentation sucks. That doesn't change. They are both of equal importance. So, number 1, correct lighting. I have to be honest. When I sit with a sales appointment or someone trying to sell me a product or service and they don't have correct lighting, that's not good. People want to see and discuss and want to see your face. They want to have a conversation with you. The way you can connect with the camera is by being seen well. So, a couple things you can do. You can get a simple small ring light. I will put a comment in the blog to ensure to click the link. There's a ring light that I use for all my blogs. I have multiple lights. You can get aggressive lights. You can get small lights. They're fairly cheap on Amazon to get a light. Put it behind your camera. Get good lighting. Don't be the person that has improper lighting that distracts your prospects from enjoying your presentation. Number 2, to ensure that you have an effective virtual presentation, you have to have the correct background. Now, if you notice here, I have a green screen background and I have multiple green screen backgrounds. I use what green screen backgrounds appropriate for my blog or my podcast. However, the reason I have my green screen up is because I've been working fanatically at my desk all day. So as opposed to me cleaning my desk and hiding sensitive documents, I put my green screen up, I correct my lighting, and we have this blog that you're watching right now. Clean up your background. Now, if you don't have a green screen, here's a good rule of thumb. The background should not distract from the presentation. That's it. There's 2 arguments. Some say have a clear, crisp background. Some say have a professional background that brings life and gives warmth and shows personality. I'm not here to debate those 2 arguments. I'm simply here to say, don't allow the background to distract from you, the presenter. Number 3, this is incredibly easy and it costs 0. There is a 0 expense associated with fixing mistake number 3. Know your technology. If you're presenting on Microsoft Teams, if you're presenting on Zoom, on Webinar Jam, on Cisco, on a variety of these different systems that exist, take a few minutes and know the technology. Log on in advance. If you have to share your screen, share it correctly. If you have to share a document, share it correctly. You don't want to do this. I can't, hold on guys. I don't know how to work Microsoft Teams. That's not professional. You want your prospect on the other side to feel confident that they can do business with you because you are a professional. You are an expert in your craft. And In today's day and world, your craft is virtual sales presentations. So know the technology. You have to know how it works. Log on, play with it, finagle it, figure out how to make mistakes before you start your presentation. Number 4, speak to the camera. Now, I have to be honest, when you're not speaking to the camera, it makes it feel like you're not speaking to me. When you're doing a virtual presentation, if you have an external camera, such as I have right now, I look at the camera. I'm gonna give you an example in watching the video. Here I'm looking at the camera. Here I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at what's popping up on the screen. I'm looking at what's speaking in the camera. The reason that's important is if I speak to the camera, I'm speaking to the audience. Now, I know when your audience is dialogue and speaking back to you, it's a natural tendency to want to look at the screen like so, and that's okay. But as long as you know when it's your time to speak, you redirect your eyes, you look directly at the center of the camera, and you can speak. If you're in an engaging dialogue where you're speaking, your prospect speaking, and you're going back and forth, look at the camera the entire time. You can hear what your prospect is saying. Unless they have to show you something, you can hear the conversation. You want to maintain eye contact. That creates personality, that creates familiarity, that creates trust. So always look at the camera. If you have a laptop only, or you have a stationary computer that has a camera built into it, raise the camera up. Ensure the camera is eye level. So to speak directly to the camera, you may have to raise your laptop up. Fun fact, cool trick, when I'm on the road and I only have my laptop and I have to do a virtual presentation in a hotel room, I take the trash can, I put the trash can on the desk, I turn it upside down, I put my laptop on top of it, and now I'm personally eye level with my camera. Now I'm a little bit taller, but that works for me. So what I'm simply saying is find ways to ensure you're speaking directly to the camera at your eye level. And the 5th thing to do to ensure your virtual presentation is effective is sit close to the camera. Look, I can sit really far and have a conversation with you back here. I can sit really close and I can be engaged with you. Far, close. The reason I prefer being close and having shoulders and heads the main focal point in your sales presentation, you want people to hear what you have to say. You want people to hear and focus on the valuable information you're delivering. You don't want the focus to be on the background, the ugly red couch that's in your background. If your shirt doesn't match with your tie or your sport coat or your blouse or whatever the situation is, you want people focused on you. Shoulders, heads, looking at the camera. When you sit closer, you create a natural element of familiarity. You create a natural element of a bond by simply speaking to the camera and being close. If you're far away, let me rephrase that, you remove that element of closeness, of proximity. So eliminate distractions. What I'm telling you here is the exact same reason when you log onto the news and you watch a news anchor with multiple people being interviewed, it is typically a shoulder and head shot, maybe from a waist up shot. I personally like the shoulder and the head shot because it eliminates distractions and you focus solely on what I'm saying. Now, those are 5 tips in part 1 on how to ensure you have an effective virtual presentation. You want to ensure that you implement these moving forward. If you need help with that, you can reach out and get connected with me. Text hello to 661-228-8967. Get connected with the Catapulting Commissions community. I'm here to help you out. I'm Anthony Garcia. Thanks for joining the blog. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. I'll see you next week for part 2 on how to have an effective virtual sales presentation.